Hello everybody! Today I want to offer to you 7 short stories written by people of color that you can find for free online. I have links for each of the stories down below, so be sure to check them out after you find one that interests you. I chose stories written by people of color because I'm trying to read more diversely myself, and I hope a list like this would help someone else on a similar journey. I also think exploring different perspectives is one of the great joys of reading, and you miss out on it when there's not representation in the books that you're reading. Now, without further ado, the 7 short stories. So the first story I want to offer you is Girls at Play by Celestine. She's the author of Little Fires Everywhere also. And in this story, the reader witnesses the initiation of Grace into a group of middle school girls and a game that they play at recess. The most interesting part of the story is how it's written in first person plural using we, so the reader feels really engaged in the story. The next story is On Seeing the 100% Perfect Girl One Beautiful April Morning by Haruki Murakami, who's also the author of the famous book Kafka on the Shore. He's a Japanese author, and this story was written in 1981. It reads very much like poetry, where it jumps around a bit and you feel very connected with the narrator's train of thought. It explores how the narrator is witnessing the potential of a future relationship just by passing someone on the street, and the feelings that evokes in him, and they're mixed. So it's a real whirlwind of emotions, but definitely worth the read. Number 3 is Sweat by Zora Neale Hurston. This story was written in 1926 and is about a washerwoman in a small southern town and her complicated relationship with her unemployed, unfaithful, and insecure husband. I think the story is really unique in the way it plays with different characters and the slow build to a really interesting conclusion. The 4th story is Brownies by ZZ Packer. It was published in 2003 when ZZ Packer was only 26 years old, and it tells the story of a brownie troupe of 4th graders from Atlanta who go to a summer camp and have conflicts with other troops that are there that are all white. It is written in a lazy, summery, childish style and can be difficult to follow at times, but still manages to elegantly juggle themes of race and disabilities and different types of discrimination, so I would definitely recommend it. Next up is The Man Descend Rain Clouds by Leslie Marmon Silko. It was published as part of an anthology in 1974 and is about the clashing of modern burial practices with Native American traditions and folklore. It was very plot heavy and didn't have a real individual character exploration, which I didn't like at first and found frustrating. But with that, Silko, I feel, was able to present a unique perspective that was a bit more disinterested and objective than what I'm used to. Number 6 is Battle Royale by Ralph Ellison. It is the first chapter of his novel, The Invisible Man, and was published in 1947, 5 years before the rest of the book. It is about a black teenager who participates in a staged fight for the entertainment of wealthy white men, and his payment at the end of the evening is in plastic coins that are completely worthless, and he delivers a speech that ends up earning him a scholarship for a college, and his speech is about deferring to white men as a black man. As you can see, there are many layers of symbolism that are fun to dissect and discuss. Number 7 is my favorite story. It is A Very Old Man with Enormous Wings by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. He's a Colombian author and published this in 1955. The story has lots of mythological aspects and is full of magical realism, which, for those of you who don't know, is a genre about magic and miracles in everyday life and them going unnoticed by people around them. In the story, an old man with large wings on his back shows up in the backyard of a young couple's house, and the reader then learns about how the couple and entire village react to such an event as they take guesses about the identity of the man and decide what to even do with him. Thank you so much for watching. I hope something piqued your interest. And if you do read one of the stories I mentioned or have read one already, be sure to comment down below what you thought. And until then, bye! Happy reading!